Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of When We Share. I wanted to start this episode off with a poem because it has to do with what I'm talking about. It's like the perfect analogy. So I'm going to go ahead and read that for you. It is called A Time to Till. I've tilled the soil for you, broken the dry, cracked, stale earth for you. It was laborsome. Some days I cried for what was and feared for what was to come. My hands were covered in old dirt. Thorns pricked my fingers. I've bled for you and I've killed for you. I've tilled this soil for you so your roots could penetrate my depths, soaking up the nutrients. I've aerated this land for you, making room and space for your water and fertilizer to flow into my womb, through my roots, and into my heart. I've tilled the soil for you, yanking weeds that allowed snakes to creep. They were overgrown and choked out the trust. They blocked the light. I've sowed seeds for you, prepared for new life with you, gently pressed them into the land. My sun-kissed skin wept joyfully and with expectation, moistening the dirt underneath me, nourishing it with every drip. I fed this soil for you, and then I prayed for you, knowing that I've died and sprouted again and again for you. I've failed and persevered for you, grown for you. So this time, when you break through my barriers and peek through the dirt, I'll know that you are an answered prayer. Green, lush, and nourishing. Although it was tiresome and painful, I'm so grateful that I've tilled this soil for you. All right. Can we get a little snap? Hold up. I can't snap with that hand. Can we get some snaps? So I wrote this, I want to say a couple years ago, honestly. But I thought it was the perfect way to begin kind of what I want to talk about this week. I've really been in a space where I have felt broken. Like I feel like for the past couple months, I've been in a space where I just felt very like broken down, like to my bones. I don't even know how to explain it. I think that I've just been in this place where it feels destructive. It feels like I'm being disrupted, and like I'm being stripped away, all the way down to my foundations. And I think that when you're in a season like this, it feels, chaotic, it feels violent, it feels personal, like for the past couple months, I've been like, God, like, where are you? Like, where are you at? I've just been really struggling. But, when you're going through a season like this, I don't think that it's just, I don't think that it's just destruction. I think that it's preparation for something else. When you till the land, right? Like what happens? You are breaking the ground. You're breaking up the soil. You're breaking up the hardened places. I'm pretty big on houseplants. I love my houseplants. I haven't got too much into gardening yet because I don't have the space, but I love my houseplants. And sometimes, right, that soil gets like so old and stale that you have to break it up so that water can like penetrate the roots. Water can actually get into the pot, because sometimes it gets so bad that you pour water on top and the water just drips through the bottom of the pot. It doesn't even get into the soil, right? And so I think that it's similar when we're going through a season of hardship. We have to break up that soil. We have to break up that foundation that's keeping us in an old season, And so it's necessary to disrupt that environment, right? And break up that old soil so that like new life can grow, because if you don't, it's really hard for those seeds to sprout. It's hard for new habits to form. It's hard for new life to grow in soil that is old and hardened, right? And crusted over. And so, yeah, I think that we have to try to think about it more like we're being prepared for something. If we can kind of lean into that, it helps a little bit, right? During that season, during this past couple months for me, right? Actually, honestly, probably the past couple of years, but especially the past couple of months, there's been disruption. I really have just been in a space where I just feel like everything is being exposed. I don't to myself. We're not talking about like to other people, although maybe that might happen. But I have felt like I'm being exposed to myself. My own habits are being exposed, right? Everything is being uprooted, right? When you're tilling the soil, the roots are coming up. Everything is exposed. Everything is visible. And with that, it's easier to, recognize the places where you need change. It's easier to see those habits that are keeping you stuck. It's easier to see the patterns, the ways that you are perceiving life and situations that are causing you harm. And so, yeah, it feels crazy. You feel a lot of anxiety, grief, sadness. Um, you feel emotions, which honestly is very normal because we're human beings. And so we're going to feel emotional, but it feels overwhelming, honestly. It kind of feels like you're falling apart. I don't know if y'all know the feeling, but it feels like you're breaking. It feels like you're breaking. And that's kind of how I felt over these past couple of months. I felt like I'm breaking. And I'm just kind of starting to feel a bit better. But, there's ups and downs. Um, but yeah, everything is exposed. Everything. Those relationships that maybe you don't need to be engaging in because they give you anxiety or they cause you to betray yourself, or those, old childhood memories that you are avoiding. Maybe it's a conversation with a parent or, a family member or a friend that, you kind of need to revisit. Everything is being exposed. And I think that it really is an opportunity to gain some new understanding. When you're tilling the soil, it really is so that you can plant new seeds. It's laying a new foundation for you. It's renewing your foundation so that now you can kind of, see what habits you actually want to keep and what you want to get rid of. You can start to have a healthier foundation for those new friendships or relationships that you want to form. It's just a better space for you to grow, a better space for you to get curious about what's underneath all of this. When you get that feeling that you are just being stripped and laid bare, like the ground, the foundation is just being like turned over, everything is exposed. And it's much easier to see what needs to go, what needs to stay. It's easier to, show some more compassion for yourself. It's easier to heal. It's easier to grow. It's just a healthier soil. It's a healthier foundation for those things to occur. You know what I mean? And really, it's easier to be transformed. What Bible verse is it? It's like, do not be transformed by the ways of the world, but be renewed in your spirit, or something like that. I'll put it on the screen because I forget what it is exactly. But it's easier for your spirit to be renewed and transformed. Um, yeah. I think that like when you have been hardened, it's hard for change to occur. Like it's hard for God to work on you when you have been hardened and when you're kind of stuck in your ways, right? And so I think that God has to disrupt things sometimes. And I don't know, I know some people don't like to try to like spiritualize their grief, but I do think there's something to God disrupting your life a little bit, God shaking things up, God stripping you of, I don't even know of what. I'm like, when I think about these past couple months, I have just been, I don't quite know what I mean by saying, when I say that I feel like I'm breaking. I don't quite know what I mean, but I do know that it has allowed me to see how important it is for me to work on myself and work on my mental health and go to therapy consistently and really try to just work on myself. I don't know. Yeah. It's just, yeah. I think that, sometimes life has to make you uncomfortable for you to grow because we get stagnant and we get comfortable and we get complacent and we're in these habits and these patterns that are just continuing and continuing and continuing. And sometimes we have to get uncomfortable, like really uncomfortable to get out of them, right? So that we can become more open to connection, to healing, to growth. We can become more open to learning something new, to having a new perspective in life. We can become more open to examining our patterns and habits that might not serve us. More open to exploring, you know, things from our childhood that are impacting us today. We're just more open to evolving and to change and to be renewed, right? When these seasons happen that humble us, that challenge us, that make us feel completely stripped, you know, we're just more ready to receive nourishment, right? Because another thing when you till the soil is you're adding fertilizer, you're adding nourishment, you're adding food. We're more ready to receive after and during those seasons, maybe this season feels uncomfortable and it's just hard. And it's because, the soil of your life, the soil of your heart, your foundation is being tilled. Things are being uprooted, things are being disrupted, and you're being pushed out of your comfort zone. Um, the hardened places in you, they're being broken up. The numb places, the places that you have shunned away, they're being given oxygen. And so you're feeling it again. The emotions that you've hidden, right? They're coming up and it might feel overwhelming. It might be overbearing, but we're human, you guys. This is a human experience. One of the things that make us human and unique are our emotions, you know? Our emotions are sometimes really hard to feel. They're uncomfortable to feel sometimes, you guys, for sure. And honestly, we're not really taught how to feel them. That's the truth, man. We are not taught how to feel our emotions. But yeah, I think that, the foundation of us, our hearts, are being prepared for something better, something that is healthier, stronger, um, than what we had before, something that is more alive than what we had before. And it feels scary, it can feel uncomfortable. But I think that we should lean into it a bit. Um, yeah, lean into it. Don't try to fill the space, right? Don't try to fill it up. Don't try to fill it up with alcohol, drugs, substances. Don't try to fill it up with another person. I know they like to say, what is it? To get over one person, get under another. Don't do that. That is so played out, you guys. Don't do that. It's like, don't try to fill in that space. Just let the space be. Let the space be. The space, the silence, let it be, because it's space in order for something new to grow, right? In order for something better to grow. That silence is just a quiet that is just like, it's just there and it's okay. It's just a placeholder for something better. Don't numb yourself into it. Just like, don't rush it. Don't rush past the discomfort. Instead, it's a good time to ask yourself, like, some questions. What keeps showing up in my life? What am I being invited to change? What do I need to do differently this time? And if you let it, if you let it be, if you let God, it will change you. Let it change you, right? Let yourself be transformed. Let yourself be renewed. I know it's uncomfortable. Trust me. I know. Trust me. But I think that we need to believe that something new can grow, that we need to believe that something healthier can grow. And yeah, it might be a time to teal, you guys. It might be a time to teal. Lean in a little bit. But anyway, that's all. That's all for today. I want to end every episode with saying when we share and finishing that sentence. So this time I'm going to say that when we share, we create the space to grow.